my name is Atiya Zaidi. I am from Pakistan. I am an executive creative director at Synergy Dentsu, which is part of the Dentsu International affiliate. And I look after the creatives of 3 offices, which is Karachi, Lahore and Islamabad. Islamabad is the capital city of Pakistan. And if you Google Pakistan, you will see a lot of scary images, but also remember there are people like me, a lot of people who are better than me, more kinder, more intelligent, more accomplished, who live in Pakistan. So, don't underwrite us as yet. We think that Pakistan is a country where there is only religious fanatics who live there. That's not true. There are extremely tolerant people who live in Pakistan. The second myth is that we feel that people there are very extremist in terms of that they do not appreciate what is different. But if you go there, you'll find out that one of the most hospitable people in the world. They would die for their guests. Literally, they will feed you even if they have no food in their own house. And that goes across the country. So from the very poor to the very rich, there is an extreme importance given to guests, and the hospitality is astounding in the country, anywhere in the world. And the third thing is that women are extremely empowered. While you see stories of women getting acid attack victims or people who are, honor killings, that is all true. Yes, I am not denying that. There are horrendous crimes being committed against women in Pakistan, but there's a lot of women who are empowered, who work in the fields, who take care of farmers, and this is the villages that I'm talking about, because we are an agricultural country. So, our biggest export is agriculture. This is what the economy depends on. And you go to the fields and you will see that it's mostly women who are calling the shots. It's not men. While they are still underrepresented in media, but you will see that a lot of women who work. If you go to medical universities or medical colleges, 90% of the students there are women. They're girls. The girls are outshining the boys in terms of exams, in terms of debates, everything. So we have one Oscar winner in Pakistan, woman, one Nobel Prize winner, and that's Malala, right? Both women. So the women are really putting the spotlight on the country. We've had a prime minister, and I might not agree with her political views when she passed away, sadly, but she was the first Muslim woman to become a head of the state, and she was the first woman ever to have a child while she was running the state. And that is the stuff that you do not know about Pakistan, right? There is so much, and I can go on and on and on. So when we met in Seed Bait, the question about how you become a creative lead in Pakistan, our advertising industry is quite nice to women in Pakistan. We do not have a pay gap, which is amazing for a lot of people to hear. I know exactly that I make as much money as any man in my position does in any other company. And I know that I've always been given a seat at the table, and I've been allowed to make my own mistakes. And I've made a lot of mistakes, professionally, personally and all. But I've been given a chance to own up that mistakes. And if you take the 10 top agencies in Pakistan, at least 7 of them are creatively led by women. Some of them are CEOs and some of them are not, but creative is mostly women. So you will find an ECD in Sachi, who's a woman, ECD at Ogilvy, who's a woman. You'll find an ECD at Mullen Lowe, who's a woman, BBDO, woman, Synergy Dentsu, woman. So a lot of big companies are being run by women. So these are the things and also I know about agencies who would give you, allow you to work from home or let you bring your children to work. My kids come to work all the time, and it has never been frowned upon. We have agencies who have created special rooms because of expectant moms or the moms who wanted to feed their kids. So, again, I'm bursting a very big stereotype, but advertising for women is a good place to work in. Yes, there are longer hours. Yes, there's a lot of pain, but that's true for the industry itself globally, That's the same for any other country. But it's quite fascinating. So you'll have women producers, you have women directors who are calling the shots. Not many photographers yet, but yeah, some CEOs that you've got there also. So I've been driving for 20 years in my country, and I've never changed a flat tire. Never. I just have to stand there and just look lost, and somebody or the other will come in and change the tire for me, because that's what the way the society is built. So even if I'm on the road and let's say somebody is being abusive or catcalling or, you know, trying to touch people inappropriately, and I just, the only thing I have to say is like, hey man, what are you doing? And 10 other people will come and beat him up, and I just have to watch. And that's the reality for a lot of people, because that's the way the society is built, you know. It's like the dad and the brother are supposed to look out for you all the time, and now the sons would do the same. It's like, you know, how dare you look at my mom? It's like, let it go, it's okay, right? So this is the conversation that I would have with my son. But I really don't know the answer to that, you know. For a country which has a lot of things going wrong for it, there are a lot of things which are going right for it as well. And I really don't know the answer that why is we don't have a gender pay gap. Well, another day a guy was telling me that please don't tell people about this, that we don't have a pay gap, because somebody else will get an evil idea that there should be a pay gap. Women should not be paid. But that is across industries, not even in advertising. The doctors get paid the same. The women in the army get paid the same. Everywhere. We don't have this idea, but I just hope that I don't ruin it for a lot of people. Yeah. You know, most of the times what is that we are a very I'll say a closed off society in a lot of ways, and the sad thing is that there's a thing called a doctor bride in our country. So when I told you that 90% of the girls, you'll find them in medical colleges, when you'll go into the field, you won't find that many female doctors. Yes, they'll be around, but a lot of them become a doctor and go through 5 years, 6 years of very, very tough education. They get the top marks, because unless you are a topper in your school, you will not get into a medical school. But they do that so that they can find a good proposal, you know. And that is an extremely sad thing, because a lot of families want a daughter-in-law who is a doctor, but they don't want her to work. And that is what needs to change, that, you know, more and more people need to support that yes, women need to work, and we provide those safe environments for them, and give them the comforts of understanding that, you know, if she wants to have a family, she should be allowed to have a family. So in my country, there will still be a lot of women who will go for an interview and they'll be asked that, if you're going to get married, would you leave work or not, right? Because, I am guilty of that as well. I ask girls that, well, let's say if you get married in a year and I have put in so much investment in you and I have taught you so much, and what would you leave? And it depends on what they're answering. If she says, yeah, I'm going to get married and I'll leave, I might not end up hiring her, because it's just doesn't make sense. But that is the thing that I also have to change about myself, you know, that unbiased stereotype, that prejudice that we have, that we think that this girl is not going to perform. But so more and more agency and people can do that they can actually not make them choose between a profession or a personal choice. And, you know, be open to the fact that we're all human beings in the end of the day, right? So if somebody is going through a personal crisis, we should not become that corporate shark in a suit who's going to say, oh, how dare this happens, and don't bring it to me. But what I've learned over the course of this year, and especially in C8B8, that your personal and your professional is not very different from each other. If you're suffering in your personal life, then it will reflect on your professional life. And more companies need to be open to have those discussions in the room and say, I understand you went through a bad breakup, like what can I help you with? And this is something that you do not get asked, or, you know, becomes a topic of conversation in a corporate place. So that thing of, you know, be professional, but if you become a professional, yes, you're supposed to do your job, but you cannot be a robot. And that's something that my country needs to do more, because there are a lot of expectations from women. If you're a working woman, then you also have to make sure that you are looking after the house. While domestic help is easier for us to find and it's more affordable, yet there are a lot of expectations that when the guests are coming over, I'll be at home. And it's normally the family members who will make a bigger fuss about it. But as long as your partner is on your side and, you know, he understands, and you have that support. Like I was just telling these guys that now I think my biggest ambassadors are my children now, because they tell me. So I was having this talk, and my daughter is 10, and I was telling her that, what if I trip on the stage? What am I going to do? And she was like, just get up and start walking again. So the point is that if they see that both mom and dad respect each other's profession and they're okay with each other falling down and are ready to pick each other up, then they will be more humane, I guess, and more open to opportunities. I can go on and on. I should shut up now. Sorry. So when I applied for B.Ed, I never thought in my wildest dreams that I'll get in, right? Because I'm from Pakistan. I've never won a Khan's. Nobody knows me. I haven't done anything astounding. And I was like, okay, there's another form to fill in. Let's just fill it in. And it was amazing to know that it wasn't only me who was undermining myself. The other 14 were also feeling the same thing. And the biggest eye-opener was that when I went to B.Ed with all these people, we all had our own personal demons to fight. And in the end of the day, we are more similar than we think we are. And I think this is the same thing that should be brought into Bulgaria also, that people from all over the world, especially women, are going through the similar kind of problems. And there are others out there who will understand you. So it's mostly that we would be sharing our personal problems on the WhatsApp group that we have with the rest of us, then even talking to the people around us, because what I'm saying, because they have been through the same thing. And more countries should be doing that, putting a spotlight on women who are changing the world and who are doing so much more after their 9 to 5. And we not only get inspired, we draw strength from these people. I draw a lot of strength from these wonderful women, thinking that, if she can do it, then I can at least try. And so what if I fail? I know that there will be people there to catch me. So, it's such a wonderful gift to have. It's like a money can't buy, and you cannot be born into this kind of a thing. And if we can open our arms to get more people in and give them that positive strength, then why not? Of course we should. So that's why I'm here.